We're going to do a review of an ESEE knife today. This is going to be an ESEE 3 knife. ESEE is known for being kind of a no frills knife, but it's supposed to be high in functionality. It is created by a company called, or affiliated, I should say, with Randall's Adventures, which goes back to 1997, where they started Randall's Adventures to introduce clients to the art of jungle survival. And then several years later, launched ESEE Knives to produce high-quality field-grade knives and gear. All right, so again, this is the ESEE 3, very basic box, nothing fancy here at all, just regular cardboard and just a regular sleeve. And I'm guessing that this box probably is used for more than just the ESEE 3, because I see the ESEE 5 on the front and an ESEE PR4 as well. So there's no indication on the box of what this knife is, which I guess allows them to use it for many things. On the back of it, it has a whole bunch of information that has literally nothing to do with the knife, but it's got some pretty cool tips and tricks for outdoor survival, whether you are trying to navigate or use a map or figure out how wide a river is. Lots of interesting little tips on here. But yeah, nothing really about the box. But I think that it goes back to the Randall's Adventures and what they stand for. So in the box, this is what you get. I had already opened this, so the knife and case was actually in just a basic plastic bag. Nothing fancy there at all. Came with the knife. We'll come back to that in a second. And it came with this belt clip that was not attached. It came with 4 screws. I have since attached it. I'll talk about that in a little bit. And that came in its own little bag. Let's see what else is here. It tells you how to remove the knife. Okay, you got some cards. ESEE Knives, no questions asked. Lifetime warranty, which is, I think, one of the things that they're known for. We've got a sticker in here. We've got Randall's Adventures and Training, certified instructors, with some more survival tips. Same tips, some of the tips that were on the box, and another sticker. So if you're into hardcore survival, this might be your thing. I personally enjoy bushcraft and do a lot of survival type skills, so that's what I got this knife for. All right, so this says, let's talk about the steel. So it's high carbon 1095 steel, and it says it's a top choice for professional cutlery designed for hard use. It will rust and stain, and so it has a coating on it. But they say keep the blades properly lubricated and cleaned, and using a dry film rust inhibitor on the blade. Their stainless steel knives are 440C. So again, they're known for hard use knives. They've got no questions asked, lifetime warranty. So basically, if it breaks or fails, they are going to repair it, which is very different than most warranties. Most warranties, it's against manufacturer's defects. This, if I'm understanding the warranty correctly, I could abuse this knife and I'll get a new one. It says, if your ESEE knife should ever fail, we will repair or replace it. The warranty follows the knife throughout its life anywhere in the world. And I think that's one of the things ESEE is known for. It's just a crazy warranty, which encourages me to use this in ways that I probably wouldn't use a knife normally, but in ways that maybe would be great to use a knife. So I could definitely try this thing out for some survival type situations and see how it fares. All right, let's figure out what's on here. So this is a overall length. Let's see here, just go here. 8 inches, 8.2 inches overall length. Cutting edge length is 3.4 inches. So I got my 0 here. Hopefully you can see that. thickness of the blade is supposed to be 1.125. Let's take a quick look with the calipers. 1.131 here, and then it gets narrower. Okay, so I'd say definitely at least the thickness they're saying, and then some, but that could be the coating, because again, this is 1095 steel. Let's see if it says it on here. It does not, but it has this coating on it, which is gonna, it's a textured powder coat. And I'm gonna admit to you, I wasn't a huge fan of this textured powder coat because it looks kind of rough, but it's probably gonna wear well on this knife. I imagine as I start cutting into wood, using a baton, things like that, it'll probably last, the coating will probably last a bit longer. The other thing that I'll admit kind of bothers me is you can see they put some oil on it, and it kind of, you can see some shine on this textured powder coat in some areas. I don't know if you can pick that up, but it's, you know, for a knife that's $100, you kind of want it to look nice, at least I do. And the oil on there doesn't sit on there evenly, which doesn't look incredibly awesome in my humble opinion. In terms of the weight, it's supposed to be 6 ounces, which has some heft to it. Let's see if I could get this on here and still read. There we go, 5.96 ounces, so right on the money in terms of weight. And with everything on here, let's see how much this thing weighs. So this is with the belt clip and the handle. I could balance it on here. 8.94, and they said it was 9 ounces, so they're right on the money there as well. Turn that off. The handle. So the scales on this are G10, very popular these days, and you can see they call it a 3D G10, where they have, it looks like they used a CNC machine with a small bit on it to give it its shape, which I think gives it a really cool look. And one of the things that attracted me to this knife as I viewed it online was just the the pattern of the handles there, which is achieved with layered G10 of blacks and gray, and then CNC'd around there. It also has a little hole on the back. I guess you could put a lanyard there if you want to attach it to something. And it has the name Rowan here, and I don't think I have any notes on Rowan, but it's a Rowan design. I'm sure you can look up more about this particular design. We've got some jimping up on the top for some grip, and a little finger hold here. Okay, so we've gone through the dimensions, we've gone through what's in the box. I do want to mention this, actually. Let's talk about this belt clip. I found that this clip on my particular knife was put in backwards, and I had to pull it out and put it the other way because, I'm going to show you what this looks like. If you pull this thing off, it has got a groove on there that's supposed to fit on the knife, and it just didn't fit right at all. And so if you're finding that yours also does not fit right, you can try to do what I did, which is to put it on the other way. So that's one manufacturing hang-up that I'll say I noticed with them. It's really just on this. Okay, what's going on? Ah, okay. Get this thing off. I forgot it had these little backers for the screw. It's not screwing directly in the plastic, which is nice. It'll make it last longer, I'm sure. So you gotta put your thumb there. Okay. So you see this groove here. This is supposed to match on the sheath, it stands out. You can see the shape of the blade. And so this is supposed to fit in here. That's how that's supposed to work. The issue was they actually had, this is the belt clip side, and then this is the other side, and they had it backwards. You can see this side is a little bit more flat. This side sticks out more. And clearly this is what's supposed to attach to your belt because it's, you know, it angles out so your belt could slip right through. They had this whole thing backwards. It fit like total junk. So I pulled out the metal clip, flipped it around, and it fit quite well afterwards. So little pro tip for you. If you're having the same trouble, I won't even call it a pro tip, just a tip. To make it fit better, go ahead and give that a try. Okay, I'll assemble that later. So let's do some quick tests on this. Do the fingernail test first. Does it stick to the fingernail all the way across the blade? It's got some great stickiness to it. Do the old shave test. All the way across the blade, shaving off some hairs there. All right, shaves from tip all the way to the end quite easily. That's great. Let's do an old paper test. So I'm noticing if I slice, it cuts really well. If I just push, it doesn't cut quite as well. But the slicing is great. Okay. Enough of that. So nice and sharp. Not like, I'll say it's not wicked sharp, but definitely serviceable. Got a thin rope here as well. Cuts very easily. I normally wouldn't have a cutting board, I suppose. So let's just. That's a little harder than I expected. Let me see here. There we go. So yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. Not wicked sharp, but not bad. All right, enough of that. Cardboard. See, I've got some triple ply cardboard here. Let's just see if this could cut that. So with some sawing, cuts through the cardboard quite well. That's not bad. Without sawing, let's see. Yeah, not bad. This is going to be fun to use in the bush. I'm going to have to try it out in the bush soon. Maybe I'll do a couple videos there to see how it does on things like chopping down trees, batoning, that sort of thing. But overall, it feels like it's quite sturdy, and I think this is going to be a great little bush knife. Compared to, I typically would take out a Mora knife like this. This would cost, you know, maybe 1/10 the price. This ESEE was around $100, and then, you know, this is one of those Mora knives that costs, I don't know what they are now, but back in the day, like $10 or so. Carbon steel. But to give you an idea of like the dimension difference, the blade is definitely a lot wider this way. This is over an inch. It's about 1.25 inches versus Mora knife is like, I don't know, I'll say 5/8 of an inch. Thickness of the blades, also you can see a difference there. Now the Mora knives I like, it doesn't have any finish on it, so you know I could strike a stone against it to make a spark. I don't think that'll necessarily work here, or if I do, I'll have to take off this texturized powder coat finish for it to work. But it's definitely a heftier knife, and I'm gonna say from my aesthetic preference, the ESEE is definitely a better looking knife. It's just a fantastic looking bush knife. So a lot heavier though. Actually, let's weigh this little guy. 2.44 ounces, and again, this was 6 ounces. So, and with the case, 3.44 versus this guy, 7.39. So if you're out in the bush and every ounce counts, if you're trying to travel light, this is probably not it for you, but if you need a knife that's very serviceable, very sturdy, can cut quite well. This could be the knife for you. All right, kind of squished it on that one. All right, overall, I think this is a great knife. Again, cost somewhere around the tune of $100. I can't remember exactly. Seems to be quality built. It's got that unconditional lifetime warranty. So again, I could have some fun with this out in the woods, and if it breaks, I don't have to be worried about replacing it because it will be replaced. Hope that review is helpful for you.